Not very classy, Future Trunks. Everybody is here trying to get you to recover. Goku went out of his way to get you a senzu bean, and he was enjoying himself on Beerus's planet. Like, he would have been perfectly fine staying there, training, eating whatever food he brought over there, of course. He didn't want to come back to Earth and deal with all of these shenanigans. And after all the work and patience it took to get your eyes to open, you reward Goku by attempting to punch this man in the motherfucking face. That is not cool. Like, I can't accept this, you know what I mean? Like, fuck Trunks. Like, somebody should just go out there and try and kill this dude. Oh wait, that literally just happened as Black tried to stop Trunks from escaping in that time machine. If he would have stopped that time machine, it would have been over. Like, Future Trunks could not overpower Black. We saw those two scuffle a bit. And while it's true Future Trunks shouldn't have reacted in this way, attempting to sock Goku in the face, it's understandable. Like, he has the trauma of Black, this guy who looks exactly like the killer of Mai and Future Bulma, right in front of him smiling. You know what I mean? Goku always smiles. Black was smiling, so they have the similar facial expressions. It's not like Black Goku, or, you know, I'm not even gonna call him Black Goku, I'm just gonna call him Black, because as time goes on and on, you can tell that Goku's personality is either completely suppressed right here, or he is just using Goku's image to attack, and this has no relation to Goku. Not only was he constantly referring to Trunks as a Saiyan, like, you Saiyans are a very interesting race, like, I will put an end to you Saiyans. Like, what Saiyan would personally say something like that? He even said death was a blessing for human beings, and Goku has connections to human beings, so he's not gonna say, like, death to all of the human beings, you know? And he had this, like, lisp, this higher voice that a lot of evil enemies tend to have. So when he's referring to them as Saiyans, when he's talking about death being a blessing to human beings, when he's saying it all in this evil, pesky, high-pitched voice, you can tell, like, yeah, Goku's personality is either completely suppressed and it's non-existent in that form. Maybe Goku was used to bring about that form. I have a big feeling, like, you take that earring away, it's just gonna be that green motherfucker that we saw in the opening. But it could be that Goku has no fucking part in this whatsoever, and he's just using Goku's image, and that would be really interesting. Nonetheless, Goku has the same facial expressions as Black. He's just smiling all the time. So Trunks wakes up, he sees Goku's fucking face, he has all of these flashbacks, Future Bulma being ripped to shreds by that blast, Mai taking that big hit, and yeah, of course he's going to attack. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'd really like to see a Future Trunks versus Goku fight. I always try to avoid watching Dragon Ball Super previews unless there's, like, some crazy theory going on or some shit. Like, I try to avoid it because I don't want to spoil anything regarding the episode. I like to go into every single episode fresh, not knowing anything that's gonna happen. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be a great idea if they actually give us 1 to 2 minutes of Future Trunks just going in against Goku. Like, he retracts his fist, he starts firing ki blasts at this motherfucker, like, how dare you take Mai away from me? How dare you kill off my mother? Those were the last 2 people in my world. You took everyone away from me. Meanwhile, everybody is just watching Future Trunks overreact like, are you alright, bro? They don't understand what went on in his world and who came to his world to kill off who and who. So they think he's overreacting when it's perfectly understandable why he is reacting this way. And I also feel bad for young Trunks because not only does he have no clue as to what's going on, we find out that he was never informed regarding Future Trunks, his future self, which made the future possible, delivering that message regarding the android so that Goku and all of them can work together to defeat the enemy. His parents never told him that story, so he's going crazy himself. Like, he was just having normal lunch, he was flirting around with this girl Mai. You've got older blue-haired Trunks popping up in this time machine right in front of him, or like right near where he was like situated and shit. He comes down there, he like cleans up the window so he can see who's inside of there. He can't really tell, so he assumes it's the enemy, and then he wants to fight this man. Like, you want to fight your older, sick self who's here unconscious as fuck. Yeah, good idea. So Bulma ends up coming here because it says Capsule Corps, and you have motherfucking Pilav's gang just drumming up all of the hype, like, is that your brother? Is it an illegitimate child? And Trunks is here like, what's going on? What's going on? Because he sees this guy, he looks exactly like him. Let's be honest, if an older version of yourself just popped up out of this, like, time machine and shit, all fucked up, he's there, like, unconscious on a bed, you'd probably be, like, shocked out of your mind as well. Pilaf, Mai, and Chu are purposely drumming it up for comedy relief, creating these theories. When they hear Trunks' name, or when they hear that this older guy is also named Trunks, they're like, so there's 2 brothers and they're both named Trunks? And of course younger Trunks doesn't know how to process any of this. I feel bad for this dude. Trunks lived a very tragic life, and it seems like younger Trunks is being brought into that tragedy, but of course you don't feel as bad for the younger one as the guy who just came here. He's unconscious as fuck and now he's trying to sock Goku in the face. I hope we see some action between these two. Future Trunks is completely inferior to current Goku in the present timeline. I know it's kind of weird because this guy's in the future, so he would naturally progress more, right? Nobody should think like that because Goku Goku knows Super Saiyan God. He knows Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue. He's trained with gods. He's trained with people who can manipulate time. Whis, servant of Beerus, so there's no way future Trunks would get obliterated by Goku, right? Goku would have a field day, but here's the thing. People are now saying because future Trunks has his blue hair that he might have a transformation like Super Saiyan God Blue. And let's be honest here, seeing that fighting sequence towards the beginning of this week's episode, future Trunks landing that nasty hit on Black. Yes, Black at the end of the day came through and just knocked this guy up. He was giving him these nasty kicks back to back, not giving Trunks a chance to like take them shits, and he was kicking him to the fucking wall. So yeah, Black was superior, no doubt. His taijutsu game was on point, and then he was firing all of these ki blasts, but future Trunks, not only is he stronger than the future Trunks we know of in the past, we can see that clearly when he's fighting Black, but he also seems smarter and more strategic because he's smart enough to like think of things like right on the dot. As Black Goku's charging up this big giant blast, he picks his sword up off the ground, he throws it towards Black. Black doesn't know how to react himself, he disrupts that whole blast, and that hits him instead of Trunks, who was supposed to be hit by that attack. It affects you because that blast is still being charged up, so seeing that from future Trunks, seeing future Trunks create another attack to divert the attention off of himself so that he could escape in that time machine, absolutely fucking brilliant. Like, this future Trunks could probably fight maybe base form Goku and Vegeta together, I would say. And keep in mind, he did transform Super Saiyan before charging in against Black, but here's the thing, I don't believe Black can actually transform because I don't believe he is a Saiyan. So that's why I don't really like compare the Super Saiyan transformation of Trunks to the Super Saiyan transformation of Goku and Vegeta, because we didn't see Super Saiyan Black fight against Super Saiyan future Trunks. Let's be honest, Black didn't need that shit. He was punching and kicking this man at the speed of fucking light, charging up these ki blasts. He had Trunks on the verge of death. Like, had he not had his brains right there, he would have died before going back into the past and saving the world, giving us the future Trunks arc. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the way he actually escaped to the past because Black Goku sensed future Trunks. Like, he was right there getting ready to take out that shit. And we find out that he doesn't actually know about this time machine because he calls it an airplane, and it's not a fucking airplane, right? It's actually going back into the past. Like, the second that he fucking escapes, he's gone for good. You know what I mean? Black Goku, you're not gonna be able to get to him. Well, let's keep it to this week's episode because we know that he's eventually going to fight and meet him again. But he called that shit an airplane. What I don't like though is he was like firing up this blast, and that blast was like a split second away from hitting the time machine, but no, just instantly vanishes and he's able to escape. I just didn't like the way that shit went down. It's almost like another character came in to like instant transmit that whole time machine away. It's just a big fucking coincidence that a split second away he would have been like destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't like the way they did that, but then again, this is Dragon Ball and I'm not expecting rocket science. No pun intended, because this was rocket science right here. You know what I mean? Like, it vanished instantaneously. And at the end of the day, this is all comedy relief. If we didn't have the peel-off crew here, if we didn't have all of these characters cracking jokes in the middle of this travesty, like, it would have seemed a lot more depressing. So the whole joke about this being Trunks is like illegitimate brother or some shit, that was all clearly just added in to try to like brighten up the atmosphere. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I would love to see a future Trunks versus Goku battle for a couple of minutes, you know, on that level of animation of the beginning of this week's episode where we see Trunks just getting his ass handed to him by Black.